Catherine Ruddle was born in Missouri in 1847. Her nickname was Katie. Katie's parents were Winifred and Stephen. She was their first child together, although her parents both had older children from prior marriages. Katie was only 4 years old when her family piled all of their belongings into a covered wagon and began the long, arduous journey on the trail to Oregon. The trip was very memorable, as Katie recalled it more than 70 years later. The family made it to the Columbia River and floated it to the Cowlitz River. There, Stephen quickly built a rough log cabin and left his family there, heading north towards Puget Sound. The next year, the family moved north to Chambers Prairie, near Olympia, Washington, and settled there. Tragically, Katie's mother died in 1856 when she was only 9 years old. The next year, her father remarried. Margaret stepped in to help with the children, and they would later add at least one of their own to the family. In March 1866, Katie married a young lumberman named August Balch, who had come all the way to Washington from the Maine woods. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any photos of August. The couple would have quite a large family, at least 16 children. Years later, she said, "It's no easy job at best, bringing up young ones as they ought to be brought up. Poor souls, I mean the mothers of today. They have a hard job, for they are doing so many other things at the same time. Now, for myself, as a young woman, I didn't have much to do." Despite her words, I'm sure she had plenty to do, caring for that large of a family in an area that was still mainly wilderness. Katie also dealt with tragedies. A daughter died at only 4 years old. She gave birth to stillborn twins as well. But the greatest tragedy would come in 1894. The ferry that the family operated had been lost in a flood, so they went to cross the river in a canoe. The canoe was caught on a snag, and Katie, August, and 3 of their sons fell into the river as the canoe toppled. All grabbed the canoe, except for George, age 4. August swam desperately for him, and just as they were nearly back to the canoe, they were caught by an eddy and caught under heavy logs. Both August and George drowned, and it would be 6 months until their bodies were recovered. A decade later, another son drowned as well. Later, Katie said, "I love the country here, though the river has not always been my friend." Katie never remarried. She raised her dozen surviving children and lived to be 81 years old, dying in 1928. Thank you for taking a few moments with me today to remember Katie's life.